there's a lot of talk about Deebo and potentially trading Deebo Samuel. Kind of where do you weigh in on the Deebo talks? Do you think that it's something that it will happen? I mean, I think it's pretty clear that if you're the price tag is about you talked about it, it's about $70 million guaranteed. So unless you're willing to go down that path, maybe a trade is viable.
I mean, I don't think they should. I didn't think they should trade DeForest Buckner, but that doesn't mean they won't. I mean, I'm not sure that the 49ers are as all in and sold on Deebo as they are with Nick Bosa, for example. Nick Bosa has been an elite for 2 years. He was the guy they drafted number 2 overall. With Deebo, I think they were so disappointed with him in 2020. He really never came into the season in shape. He was hurt the whole year and missed like 9 games. I think they felt coming into last year like, man, if we could just get a healthy season out of him, we wouldn't be opposed to trading him because we're not certain that he's going to have a durable, long career. Well, he exceeded expectations, but now the price tag for wide receivers goes up weekly.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to give $27 million and 70 a year and 70 million guaranteed. And that's complicated on the Niners because they're a run first team. They don't trust their quarterbacks, their pass protection, and he has to play running back. If you play him $27 million a year, you can't play him at running back anymore. And then his value kind of diminishes because that's part of what he does well. I could see the 49ers thinking all this through and saying, well, if he's holding out for $27 million a year, maybe we'll take if someone offers a first and a second next year, we'll think about it the way they thought about it, the way they pulled the trigger with Buckner. That's the comparison I'm making here.
I wouldn't do it if I were them because
Me neither.
Look how many draft picks they've invested and swung and missed on receivers. But
Agreed.
they are you kind of painted that perfectly. They're in a predicament. Why?
Yeah.
Because the price tag is going up for star receivers, and their star receiver they use as a goal line short yardage back.
So you can't do that. Would you agree that you can't really use him that way anymore if you're paying $70 million guaranteed?
It wouldn't be wise. You're gonna subject him to a bunch of hits. I mean, think about that. No receiver. I can't think of too many receivers that are used as running backs, but I can't think of any that are used as short yardage backs. And that's where he's at right now.
I could just see Kyle being like, look, man, if we pay him all this money, I can't use him the way I need to use him. If I can't use him the way I need to use him, he's not worth as much to the team. And frankly, I made Deebo. I made Kittle. I made Deebo. My scheme supersedes everything. The only position I really need to pay top dollar for is left tackle because I can't scheme up a left tackle. But everyone else, I mean, you can give me 2 players and I can do what I can see Kyle talking that way. Maybe I'm wrong. But as the price tag goes up, I think things get more and more interesting.
It's a tough call because he's coming off a great year. He's your most popular player. He's your most dynamic weapon. Heck, you last week you said that their Super Bowl's window is open solely because of him. I think there's a lot of people that would agree with you on that. So they're in a predicament. Hopefully they can either find a better short yard. I would like to see them extend him, use him as a running back, but get a short yardage back in this draft that you feel confident in, because you're gonna have short yardage situations this year, and you don't want to be even tempted to use Deebo.
Yeah, I mean they need all kind of running backs in my opinion. I mean they needed to sign a couple as undrafted free agents. Need a third down back. I don't really like JaMychal Hasty in that role, and they need a Mostert replacement. And Mostert was undrafted as well. I'm sure they can find guys late, but they need to try to do that.
That's the temptation too. It's like looking at the mock drafts, going through them the last couple of days, man, when you get to 61, Kenneth Walker from, Michigan State is sitting right there, and he may be there, and he's a terrific back. And it's like, do you take a running back that high when you took Mostert? You found Mostert after the draft. You just found Mitchell in the 6th round. Yeah. I don't know. They went high for Sermon. They traded up for him. It didn't necessarily work. We'll see how he plays this year, but that's going to be a dilemma on draft day. Do they reach for a running back?
Yeah, that's kind of, I've been thinking about that as well. If they draft a guard in round 2 at 61, if they draft a running back at 93, it's pretty much admitting you missed last year on Aaron Banks or Trey Sermon. I don't know if they're willing to do that because basically you're circling back and doing what you did last year and fixing a mistake.
You get in trouble when you do that. I mean, literally see Javon Kinlaw. You struck out on the D line. You went with Kinlaw. You probably should have gone with Wirfs. If you had Wirfs right now,
Oh,
you're in a better spot, I think, than Kinlaw. Kinlaw's, trying to establish himself in the NFL, and he can't even get on the field.
if you have Wirfs, you feel good about trading what Buckner. The rub with that
Yeah.
one. You actually could have been a good deal.